Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Okay. So we need to talk about making money and being smart. And the biggest thing that applies to this, the biggest thing is the expect zero. Okay? And if you don't do that, you lose money. If you don't do that, think about this. Let's say you had calls. Say you had some Now calls, and you had some Netflix calls, and you had some Microsoft calls, and they all go to shit. And they're not working. Now you have NVIDIA and Facebook, and they both doubled, and you didn't sell them. Okay? It's okay. And then the market gives you the news yesterday where the banks are collapsing. And every bank is down. JP Morgan, Citi, Wells, every bank is down but one. Goldman Sachs is up 3. Every bank is down. So what do? Wow, the market's collapsing. I better go hedge or buy something to the downside. So you buy Goldman Sachs puts. And they're $2. $2. So let's say you had put $3,000 in on the call options. So at $2, you probably buy 2 or 3. You don't got to buy a lot of them. So say you buy 3. And then they double. So you're up 600. So that covers some of your $3,000. And then you sell them. And you immediately say, I need another position because GS is moving lower, but not fast enough. So then you buy the 39.50 puts. Sam bought those at $2, $2.70. And you only buy 2. Again, you only buy $500 worth. You're not buying a lot. You buy 2. So now you're down 2,400 versus the 3K on the other side. And you buy 2. And they go to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, you sell them at 10. You can see that it's going lower. I absolutely knew they would go to 15 or 20. But you sell them. So why are you selling them? Because let's say you bought 2. So now you have 1,600 profit. So 1,600 minus the 24. So now you're only down 800. Right? But then, just in case you want to participate, if the whole world goes to shit and you buy these 39.20s at 1, and say this time, instead of buying 2, you buy 3. This is only $1. So $3. And they go to 6. And you sell those. So now you're 1,800. So now you're positive for the whole week because you bought some puts. But you only do that if you didn't buy all the calls and you expect, if you didn't expect 0. So then, because you're just praying that it comes back. So this is trading. And then the next thing, you bought some puts yesterday at $5. And we didn't buy a lot, just bought 10, right? You bought 10. So $5,000. Usually Sam puts in 20 or 30 or 40. So just $5,000. And they go to 0 and they're sitting at 5 cents. They're at 5 cents for 2 hours today. And this one guy sends me a message and says, Sam, are you going to sell them? I said, nah, it's 5 cents. It's $50. Take off commission. $48. I'll just let it die. Then it goes to 1. Then it goes to 2. Then it goes to 3. It goes to 4. Goes to 5. Goes to 6. Goes to 7. Now you're positive. Oh, wow. I'll sell that one too. Because I have the other one. Then they go to 10. Then they go to 20. Then go to 24. 5 cents went to 24. 5 cents went to $24. That makes you a better trader. So you go slow. You buy small. And you always expect, if you put in $2,000, you expect it to go to 0. If you put in $8,000, you expect it to go 0. Because that's how it happens. Okay, now today is all about the jobs. I would think if it comes at 300,000 or more, SPX is down 100, 150. But see, we're still not down 100 on any one day, right? Still haven't happened. Tried yesterday, it still didn't happen. And if it comes in at 100, it probably gets better. Okay? Okay, last thing. And this is a made-up scenario, and it's not 100% accurate, but the logistics are accurate. Okay? So let's say you're a bank and you have $5 billion in deposits. How do you make money? Well, you got to go do loans. So let's say you loan money to people. This is while there's zero interest rates. You're loaning money to people at 3%, and you're paying interest. You're paying accounts almost nothing, so you're making 3%. But the easier way is let's go buy bonds. We're going to go buy government bonds that pay 1%, so they don't have risk, and we're going to pay all the people zero. So $5 billion worth of investment money. Everybody's putting in $2,000 or $3,000 or whatever the bank account deposit. They're paying them nothing, but they get 1%. Right? This is the simplest scenario. I mean, obviously, there's 100 other things they do, but this to make you understand how simple this scenario is. Okay, so they bought the bond at 1%, so they're getting 1% interest on billions. Pretty good. Not bad, no risk. But then interest rates go to 1%. Then they go to 2%. At 2%, you're still not paying anybody any money at the banks. You're still not giving them money as interest rates. So you're still okay. But now you're starting to prey. At 3%, 4%, 5%, 6%, 7%, you have to start paying people. So if you're getting 1% and you have to pay them 2%, you're losing money. Oh, but let's just go sell those bonds. Oh, as interest rates go up, bonds go down. Right? The value of the bond goes down. Now, if you hold it to maturity, you're fine. But you can't afford to get 1%. I mean, think about UPSC, the CEO. What a clown. What a complete bozo. The guy sold loans at 1%, and he said, we're going to hold them. And then all of a sudden, 3 months later, that 1% is 2%. So his money is tied up. Then at 3%, then at 4%, and 5%. And he's getting 1%. You don't run businesses like that. But the smaller banks, a lot of them do simple stuff like that. Okay? So they get into trouble. So what this SIVB did is they sold off all their 1% loans or their cheaper loans, or cheaper mortgages. And then they wrote more of them. They bought the higher mortgages. So the difference was they lost like $1.8 billion loss. Massive loss for a bank. But they still have risk. Okay? Then this is like the Highlander. I posted it. Highlander is there can only be one. Not in this scenario. When there's one, there's many. So when does that show up? Well, if you go look at Bear Stearns, it took 6 to 12 weeks for the whole thing to play out. It doesn't play out in one day. SIVB doesn't play out in a day. It may take 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Who knows? So now people say Powell has to pivot. If he pivots and takes interest rates lower, then all these banks and stuff, they survive. Have an opportunity to lose less and get out and fix themselves. If he takes interest rates continually higher, then all this stuff is going to blow up and the banks are going to crash. And if they crash, he has to bail them out. That's why people have been saying pivot, pivot, pivot. Not because of inflation. Okay, so know that. Know that. So all this stuff has to play out. Then we see. Now this SIVB is at 44. It's at 44. Now in the room yesterday, the 130s, we looked at them. I almost bought them. I had them set up to buy, and then I said, I'm going to buy Goldman Sachs. So I bought Goldman Sachs instead. Now Goldman Sachs worked out well. They're $10. If you bought them at 2, went to 10, you got 5x. But if you bought this 130s, they're going to be 90. So why is it down today? Here's why it's down. Peter Thiel. If you know who Peter Thiel is, he's one of the guys that invested in PayPal originally and all that stuff, and they made a ridiculous amount of money. He sends a message to all his clients saying, liquidate, get out of the bank, sell it. Because he sees what I see, that they have a problem, and it's not going to get better anytime soon. Okay, last thing. So let's talk about how ridiculously stupid Goldman Sachs has gotten. I mean, this is a company. If I'm the CEO of Goldman Sachs, I call in the analyst. He put a target of 360 6 days ago on this bank. 360. Right? Think about that. And Goldman Sachs is a bank itself. It knows all the troubles it's having. They don't talk. Obviously, we know that they don't talk. Why would you let anybody in your business, I don't care how big you are, do stuff without you verifying? This analyst that put out 360 target, his boss's boss, and everybody up should be brought into a room and they should be let go immediately. At some point, somewhere along the way, before you put out an upgrade or a downgrade, somebody has to go. And this is not about Tesla or something. This is about a bank. You have to go to your own bank people and say, is there any issues? And they're going to laugh at you because they all know there's a shitload of issues. And yet, they just do that. And that's why Goldman Sachs, the company, is a piece of shit lately. They don't even do anything right. Think about it. In that last scandal, where they lost billions, CEO's like, I don't know what's going on. Well, how do you not know that people are buying things for billions of dollars? Well, because we don't talk. This is why things fail, okay? Okay, so that's what we know. That's what we know. Is that SBNY, people are saying it's down 10. SBNY. It's good to write these things out. I don't have this one. SBNY. So interesting. So in theory, this SIVB should be $20 here. Then we see. Okay? Now, here's the thing very interesting. Let's say jobs is low and the market rips. This gives you an opportunity at some point. When is the next bag that's get mentioned to short again? So you just wait and you just wait. FRC is down. Look at these people. You guys are just geniuses. Hold on. FRC is down 18. SBNY is down 9. Okay. So back down 9. I don't know where the market's going to come in and stuff, but that's what we see. Okay. Hope all this helped you to understand this. This is the basics. Okay. Now, obviously, the banks just don't go by the bonds and they're screwed and they hedge and do all this other stuff. They do mortgage back. They do other stuff. They do overnight repos. And they make money different ways. Okay. But the lazy ones just do simple stuff. They loan money. They buy bonds. And if they loan money at 3% and it goes to 8%, that's not good. Okay? Interesting. Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. 3:10. Okay, going to LA tonight. I have to leave early. I have to be out of here at 2. This is a problem. So I have to be out of here at 2. Okay? So I don't know if I'll be at the airport early in trading. So just in case. So that's so you know. Okay? SPX is down 10. It was down 28. It's down 10. It's all about 3,900, 3,852, 3,800. And do we crash, crater, burn? If it's at 300 or 400, very possible. Look at this. SIVB is 35. Where's Omen? Omen not here yet. He's here. Okay. He bought the 130s at 4. He sold them at like 15. He's all happy. Like, I sold them at 15. Now they're 100. They're 100, Omen. Okay, I'll call you after. Anyway, he's freaking out. He's going to freak out. Okay. Very, very interesting. Okay. That's SPX. Needs 4,000 back. Avago, working lower, 609, 591, 632 up. NVIDIA, huge move. Tried yesterday, couldn't go. Now it's collapsing. If the market rips 100, this can go to 246. Underneath, this can go to 225. Lam Research, 509, 521, underneath 481. JP Morgan, 125. First Solar hasn't broke yet, but when it breaks, it will go lower. Don't know when. We'll keep an eye on it. You have 216 up, 208 down. SIVB, 22. Ulta Cosmetics, they beat, raised, lower. Interesting. PanW, holding okay. If it gets down to 181, then we like the stock. CMG, not going down at all. Isn't that interesting? They're just holding. Interesting. Crazy. Goldman Sachs, 339, 331. Meta, 186, 189. Snowman, 132. So we bought to have that snow 138 hedge initially. It's still sitting there. Now they're $3. I mean, if it opens here, they're going to open at $4. If it gets to 181, they're going to be $8. 131. Then we see MBB, 200. The poster child for let's buy a stock that's at 200 PE in a down market. When does it break? NOW, under 432. Has to get back to. Netflix broke 300. Looks ugly. Microsoft, strongest of the strong yesterday, and then it came down. Needs 256. Tesla, 162, 171. Enphase, 213. That's what we know. That's what we know. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat.